Hey family, Eve here. So family, today this video that I'm about to create is going to be titled Egypt, Africa, Egypt, America. I did a video like this before, kind of with this same title, sort of, but I want to do another one so I can elaborate a little bit more on what I'm talking about when I say Egypt, America, and Egypt, Africa, Egypt, America. But before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So let's get started. So, family, Egypt means bondage. America after 1619 became the new Egypt. America became the land of bondage and slavery to the original people, the natives of the land. It wasn't called America then, it was called Turtle Island. And when I say the original people, which is really the African American, Negro, Black people, or the melanated people, people of color, the Most High chose Israel as his people. In Genesis 35 and 10, it says, "And God said unto him, Thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name." And he called his name Israel. Deuteronomy 32 and 9 says, "For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance." The book of Exodus 1 through 5, 7 through 8, 9 through 11, and 13 through 14. Let me read those verses to you. It says, "Now these are the names of the children of Israel which came into Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan, and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. All the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls, for Joseph was in Egypt already." And it says, Exodus 7, 1, 7, and 8 says, "Now there arose," no, it says Exodus 7, 7 and 8 says, there arose a king over Egypt which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come and let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it came to pass that when there falleth out any way, they join unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. Therefore did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for the Pharaoh treasure cities like Pithom and Ramesses." So it says the children of Israel were mightier and greater than they were. That was just because they were the chosen children of God. So they had might and strength just because God was on their side. And then they were saying that they wanted to get them out of the lands, because if they didn't, they would and just so happened some other nations come up against them, and they can talk the children of Israel into fighting against them. So it said they put over them taskmasters, and they afflicted them and made them serve them with rigor, meaning with heavy bondage. Made them, they beat them into working and doing all their works. And it says the children of Israel built the cities of Pithom and Ramesses. Is that not what the children of Israel did here in America too? They built all the cities. All this whole country was built off their back, and we serve with rigor, meaning we was beat. Our people was beat out in the cotton fields. They was beat like mules. They was, they had to plow and till, then do all of that. That's rigor. That's hard labor. And that's what they did to them in Egypt when they was in Africa in Egypt, and when they are here in America. So Africa, Egypt, America, all the same things. They doing the same thing. And even on these jobs, we have taskmasters. So because we have supervisors who are always riding our backs about getting the work done on these jobs. And it says, 13 says, "And the Egyptians made the children of Israel serve with rigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage in mortar and in brick and all manner of service, wherein they made them serve was with rigor." What they were saying, they built walls with mortar, with brick. That's building walls, meaning they serve hard labor, building the foundation of this place. and then rigor, hard labor. It says, the Most High has always had great love for Israel. He chose Israel from the beginning. He made a covenant with our forefather Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who became Israel, that he would love them and their seed forever, that wherever they dwell, he would bless them. However, after our forefathers who served the Most High with all their soul died off, the children of Israel began to forget about the Most High. But because of his love for our forefathers, he loved their children. Exodus 2:23 through 25 says, and it came to pass in the process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of the bondage, and they cried, and their cry came up unto the Most High by reason of bondage. And God heard their groaning, and he remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. And God looked upon the children of Israel, and and God had respect unto them. Meaning, when they was in Egypt and they had served in bondage, they was getting tired, they was burdened down, so they start crying out to the Most High, and he remembered the promise that he made to their forefathers. But see, when before Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob died, the children of Israel were faithful to God. But when they died, they start forgetting about him. They start going off and veering off into these other nations serving their gods. So, but God heard their cry, and he only heard it because of the promise that he had made to our forefathers. Yeah. So that's why he went to go save them, bring them out of bondage. Exodus 3:7-8 says, and the Lord said, I have surely seen the afflictions of my people which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrows. 8 says, and I have come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of the land, out of the land until a good land and a large land, unto a land flowing with milk and honey, unto the place of the Canaanites, the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Evites, and the Jebusites. So he said he's going to bring them to a land of milk and honey. And we know America has always been called the land of milk and honey. Now he was saying unto a land of Canaanites. The Canaanites, you remember in one of my last videos, I mentioned that the Canaan, who when Noah gave the land to his sons, Shem, Japheth, and Canaan, that Canaan didn't go on to his own land. He went on to the land of Shem. So he's telling you, he's bringing them up on the land of Canaan, which was actually the land of Shem, their own land. He's bringing them up on their own land, which is a land of flowing with milk and honey, meaning it's fertile land rich in all type of resources and everything. So he's going to bring them back up on, he's saying he's going to bring them to their own lands. 9 says, therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is coming to me, and I have also seen the oppression where the Egyptians oppressed them. We are here, the Israelites have been here in America for the last 400 years, especially the tribe of Judah. We know for a fact that Judah have been in America for the last 400 years. So we have been really living in our own land, living on our own land, but we have been oppressed by these other people, doing work for these other people. We built this land up for them to dwell, for them to obtain all of our blessings. We built this up so that they can enjoy our own blessings. It says, when the Most High brought the children of Israel out of Egypt, the Pharaoh realized that he no longer had slaves to do the works of Egypt, and went after them. So that's when God sent Moses and Aaron to finally bring them out, and they got them out, and they went up on they started dwelling, coming out of the land. The Pharaoh realized, dang, I ain't got nobody to do this work for me. What am I going to do? So he went after them because he didn't want to let them go. And that's happening here now. They keep trying to get us to contract with them because they don't want to let us go, because they know that through these contracts they hold us in bondage. Because when a contract is it bounds you. It's like a adhesion. It keeps you bound to do whatever it is you say you're going to do. So here in America, we signing contracts is keeping us in bondage to these people. And like I said, during the time when our forefathers was in Egypt and Africa, they was they was serving them, and they was keeping them down in slavery through, taskmasters. But here they keeping us in bondage through contracts. Yeah. And it says, the book of Exodus 14:9 says, but the Egyptians pursued after them all the horses and chariots of Pharaoh and his horsemen and his army, and overtook them encamping by the sea beside Philhara before Baal Zephor. And when Pharaoh drew near, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were so afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord, and they said unto Moses, because there was no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? See, they were scared. They never see that this was that our forefathers had died off, so this was that new generation of the Israelites who didn't have that faith that our forefathers had, because they went to war so many times and they defeated their enemy every time because God was on their side. But see, this is a new generation of Israelites, just like here in America now. These are new generations of our people that don't understand, and they don't know God like our forefathers did, like our grandmothers and our great grandmothers and our great great grandmothers before them, and our great aunts and all of them. They had faith and they believed in them, because during that, when we first went into slavery, all they had to hold on was the Most High. So this is a new generation, and they so wicked. They do all kinds of stuff, but like I said, they don't know the Most High like our grandparents did. So wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us to carry us forth out of Egypt? Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it has been better for us unto serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. See, that's how they feel right now. And here in America, our people, they feel like they've been under servitude for these people so long, they don't even know how to not be captive. They don't even know how to be slaves. They don't even know how to be free. They figure like they can't do nothing without these people. That's why they keep holding on to everything concerning them, like these holidays and all this stuff and all these games, all this stuff that got us distracted. They don't even know how to let it go. They don't even know that God will give them so much more than this material stuff in this world. It's got them messed up. It says, 13 says, and Moses said unto the people, for ye not stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he has showed to you today. For the Egyptians whom you have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. So he telling them, stop groaning and complaining. Pay attention to what the Lord getting ready to do for you. He brought you out, so he getting ready to show you his might in how he deal with these people. Exodus 14:30-31 says, thus the Lord saved Israel that day out of the hands of the Egyptians, and Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore. And Israel saw the great work which the Lord did upon the Egyptians. And the people feared the Lord and believed the Lord and his servant Moses. It says, Exodus 12 says, now the journeying of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years. And it came to pass of the end of the 430 years, even the self same day, it came that they came unto the land, and a good land, unto the flowing of milk and honey, unto the place of the Canaanites, the Hivites. What it says, the Canaanites, the Hivites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Now, therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel. Wait a minute, hold on. I done went back. So they saw. So on that day, God showed them his might, his power, that he is the power. And that's what he's doing in the earth right now. That's what he's doing in America right now. He's fighting for the children of Israel. He brought us out of bondage, and now we're no longer captive. We're no longer slaves. So he's showing us his might by the things that he's doing in the land. He's going to bring these other nations down, and we won't see him no more when he finished. Just like he did in Egypt, Africa, he's doing Egypt, America. All of the things that we did in Egypt and America, in Africa, we're doing in Egypt, America right now. So family, with that being said, I just wanted to show you guys, like I said in my last video, if you operate in the flesh, you can't see his power. But if you operate in the spirit, you can see everything that he's doing. So family, with that being said, I thank you for visiting my video, and I'll see you on the next one.